Starting college is super exciting, and you're probably at that point in your life. But can I tell you, I wish someone would have got me hip before I actually stepped foot on campus. My name is Green-Ellis, and this is the Legacy Lab. Today, I'm going to tell you my top 3 things that I wish somebody would have told me before I went to school so that I can make the most out of my college journey. Now, this video won't be long. I'm going to talk fast, so don't listen slow. Make sure you stick around to the end because number 3 is a tip that I promise you don't want to miss. Here's the first thing I wish I would have known. Choose connections over classes. Now, again, like I said last week, don't get me wrong. Academics is important. It's the reason why you're going to college. It's going to follow you for the rest of your life. You'll always be a lifelong learner. You'll always be in the position of a student, especially if you want to be successful. But when you're first starting off in your college career, prioritize your coursework. But more than that, I want you to be thinking of the next 5 to 10 years of your life. You're not going to get to the place that you want to get without strong connections with people around you. Grades absolutely matter, but they are not all that matter. So I want you to prioritize the people that you're connecting with off the bat. From the very first day you step foot on campus, I want you to be looking to make meaningful connections early. The biggest mistake you can make is to think that you've got it all together right now just because things are going good. There's going to come a time where you're going to need some help, and you never know who's going to be that person. Whenever I have the honor to speak at a new student orientation or a welcome week assembly or a back to school event, I always let the students know, especially the underclassmen or the freshmen and the sophomores or whomever, that you may know who you're sitting next to. You may know where they're from. You may know what the classes they're going to take. Y'all may have the same major, but you do not know who they will become. You never know who you're going to need down the line. So it's important that from the beginning, you make meaningful connections. The relationships that you build while you're in college will take you further and faster than anything else. I promise you, this is a cheat code to making the most out of your college career. Every door in life that's locked has a key to open it. You just may not have it. But if you know someone who does, you increase your probability of getting through that door quickly. All right, let's go to tip number 2. Master the art of time domination. I met with one of my mentees last week, and the very first thing that I ask him every time we meet is, did you do your homework? Did you do what I told you to do? Did you do the assignment that I gave to you? And when the answer is no, I always ask him why. This time he said, well, it slipped his mind. He got caught up in some other things that he was doing. I said, go get a piece of paper and go get a pen. Write this down. Don't trust your memory. Write it down. See, because when you get to a college campus, you're going to have more freedom than you may have ever had in your life. You're not going to have mom and dad tapping you on the shoulder, reminding you of things that you need to get done. You got to learn how to prioritize the things that are most important. This is a skill that you need to develop. It's actually a thing. It's called a soft skill, right? So you got to develop your time management skills. You got to get this now. Do you know why 28% of college freshmen do 2 semesters and go back home and never come back? It's because they fail academically. This is going to be the easiest academic semester you'll have in your entire college career. But it will be extremely challenging for you if you don't learn how to manage your time. I used to think I had all the time in the world. But when I got on the college campus, I got exposed quickly. In my first semester, I learned how fast deadlines come up. I don't want you to just manage your time. I want you to be in control of it. I want you to dominate it, because if you don't, you will be dominated by it. As I told my mentee last week, I'm telling you, don't trust your memory. Write it down. You may think it sounds corny. You may think it doesn't work, but I need you to get a playbook or a planner or something to write every single important thing down in so that you will be less likely to forget. There will be professors who will be very strict and stringent and won't give you a grace period and won't give you any leeway and won't curb the grade. Ask me how I know. I failed a class in my senior year by 3 points. Couldn't get a curve, couldn't get any extra credit. A lot of professors on the college campuses don't believe in that. So I don't want you to have to learn the lesson the hard way. Please listen to me. Don't let time get away from you. Control it. Not to mention all the social events and parties that are going to be going on around campus. There's literally going to always be something to do. But remember this, every time you say yes to one thing, you say no to another. The idea of going to every party seems cool at the beginning, but you've got to discipline yourself to say no, especially when you have things that are due. I promise you, your GPA will thank you later on down the line. Especially as you get closer to graduation, it's a whole lot harder to raise your GPA if it's low. So I want you to start off as high as you possibly can. Get as many A's as you possibly can. Okay for the B's. Don't get any C's if you can possibly help it. I want you to get as many A's as possible so that your GPA is high and you are able, I'm not saying that you should, but you are able to take a hit academically later on down the line when things get more challenging. Here's a cheat code that I give all of my mentees that are getting ready to go to college. I always tell them to schedule their work time. For me, I had it already ingrained in my schedule because I'm a former Division I athlete. We had to do 10 hours of mandatory monitored study hall every single week. It wasn't like we could just check in and say we did our work. No, we had to be in the study hall room for a mandatory 10 hours per week. It was logged. It was documented. So I want you to treat yourself the same way. Give yourself that boundary. Give yourself that rule that you'll follow. Give yourself an amount of time every single week that you're going to dedicate solely to your studies. Then you won't have to worry about if things are getting done. Your time is too valuable for you to gamble it every single week. You've only got a few weeks to make your mark for this semester. Don't waste your time. Be strategic. Get in control. Write down the things that you need to get done so that you won't be dominated by all the things that are going on your college campus. Take control of your time. Learn to master the art of time domination. And last but certainly not least, this is the most important one. Avoid using student loans at all costs. Don't do it. In addition to being a college graduate, I actually used to work on a college campus in the Office of Financial Aid for a number of years. I've helped many families navigate the student loan debt trap and go to school debt-free. But more than those debt-free students, I've seen many families ruin their financial futures simply because they were not prepared to foot the bill. See, what most people won't tell you about going to college and getting a degree is that it's an investment. It's kind of like when you plant a seed. No one who plants a seed expects to get a piece of fruit in the next day. Sometimes, depending on the type of seed that you plant and the type of fruit that you're going to expect, it could take decades. Like I have a garden in my backyard and I just started some apple seeds a few months ago, right? And it sprouted, right? And it's growing a little bit. But I'm not expecting to get any apples from that tree at least for the next 2 to 3 years. And it will probably take more than that. And getting a college degree is just like that. It's an investment for the future. It's going to put you in the category to get better paying jobs. Absolutely true, but it's no guarantee right off the bat. So if you borrow to go to school and get that degree, you are in a deficit. And so you have to, and you're forced to get a job, maybe even one that you may not like first starting off. Whereas if you don't have that student loan debt, you'll have a little bit more freedom. Using student loans to pay for college is not the only way. 99% of the time, it's a financial trap. So don't ruin your aspirations of financial freedom for the prestige of going to your dream school, especially if you can't afford it. You have to have an investor's mindset when you're going to college, even if you've never invested before. Just think of it like this. When you plant a seed, there's going to be a time period in which you won't get the fruition of that seed. It's going to take time. And going to get a college degree is just like that. It's going to take time for you to reap the benefits of you putting in the work on that college campus. And to put the icing on the cake, you don't have to borrow because there are so many other options that can lead you on that same path to financial freedom. And you can do something that you love. And you can impact people the same way that you think your college degree will. I'm a firm advocate for getting a college degree. Don't hear me wrong. But I am saying I don't want you to ruin yourself financially. There are so many other options that are more financially feasible for all of you that are watching this video. See, we've learned it wrong. The definition of college is just an institution of higher learning. It could be the military. It could be a trade or technical college. If you're looking for a deeper dive, I wrote this book called Caps and Gowns, All Smiles, No Frowns, The Keys to Earning a Debt-Free Degree. And I personally mentor families through the college readiness process so that when they get their degree, they're not tethered to mounds of student loan debt. Click the link in the description if you want to get your copy today. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis, and thank you for watching this episode to the Legacy Lab. I'm signing out. But I'll see you soon. Stay legendary.